At dawn, a team of volunteers from Kryvyi Rih sees cars burned by Russian drones at the entrance to Pokrovsk. These cars weren't there the day before.
Look, there's the second car, right? Yes.
In some parts of the city, mobile phone service is still available. People contact evacuation groups by phone and ask for help to escape from Russian shelling.
It's hell there, real hell. There used to be stray dogs running around, but now there are no dogs. What's left to do there? No water, no electricity, no gas.
However, while people in Pokrovsk can still contact their relatives and volunteers, residents of nearby villages have been without communication for several days.
There was no signal. For 4 or 5 days, there was no signal at all. It is the third day since they started to supply it from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
People admit they should have left earlier. They hoped the shelling would stop. Now, upon seeing their volunteers, they quickly pack their things and get in a car.
What made you decide to leave?
It's dangerous for my life.
They say no one comes here anymore?
No, there's no one left here.
It took pensioner Valentina 5 minutes to pack, just 2 small bags and her beloved pet in their arms. With every hard blast, she flinches.
I have a terrible headache. It's really bad. My blood pressure was 240 by 120. I had to take handfuls of pills. I didn't have the strength to listen to the gunshots. They were so loud.
Volunteers say this trip can be considered successful. The only ones they couldn't find were 2 residents from the village of Zverevo, which is less than a kilometer from the front. It's possible they were hiding in the basement and were afraid to come out.
Anyone come. Hello.
Брались туда. Очень сильно много дронов летает. Ну, так и не достучались, но там дроны очень висели.
We finally got there. There were a lot of drones flying, but we couldn't reach them. The drones were watching us closely. We didn't know if they were ours or theirs. It felt like we wouldn't make it out of there alive.
Every day in Pokrovsk, civilians are killed. Russian forces use strike drones to attack civilian and volunteer vehicles. According to the Donetsk Regional Military Administration, today there are no more than 67,000 people left in the entire district, with about 7,000 people still in Pokrovsk itself. Reported by Alexandra Zaslavets, Alena Gramova, Evgeny Karmazin, UATV News.
The only road leading into Pokrovsk can hardly be called a road anymore. What was once a highway is now riddled with deep craters caused by Russian drone strikes and a constant flow of vehicles. Stopping here is dangerous. In the city itself, people only venture outdoors after a daily curfew lifts at 11 a.m. The sounds of the nearby Frontline have become part of everyday life, barely startling anyone anymore. Residents rush to shops and markets, hurrying to return home before the curfew begins again.
All my windows are shattered. Who's going to replace them and how from the blast?
Are you looking for something to cover them with?
Yes, even just plastic sheeting. What else can we do?
This part of Pokrovsk lies dangerously close to the front line. Enemy drones frequently fly overhead, a constant presence in the skies. This is a drone detection system, a tool for identifying unmanned aerial vehicles. Today it's indispensable in Pokrovsk. During just 1 hour here we heard around 20 alerts, signaling the presence of drones. Residents confirm that drones are active both day and night.
We can see and hear them. Do you see them too?
2 weeks ago it wasn't this intense, but today...
It seems they're closer now. Over there, in Zelenivka, across just one field, you can hear everything clearly.
On December 17th, a Russian attack drone struck an apartment in a residential building. A man was killed and several apartments burned. What remained in one of the flats was a gaping crater left by the exploding shell.
There's a hole right through our place. A neighbor called me in the morning and said, "Your apartment is on fire." Well, this is what's left of it.
Nadia, a pensioner, recently left her apartment. Her husband is paralyzed, and the building has long been without electricity, gas or water.
If we had stayed, we would have burned alive. The man upstairs did. We've lost our home. We've lost everything. Everything burned.
Evacuation is offered daily, but many residents refuse to leave. Some fear abandoning their homes. Others stay to care for elderly relatives. Some simply believe Russian troops will not capture the city.
I still hope they won't reach the city. Maybe they'll turn somewhere else. I just hope they won't come here, honestly.
The fighting is now taking place in just 5 kilometers from Pokrovsk. Despite the difficult situation, local residents who have stayed behind are receiving humanitarian aid. Shops and a few pharmacies continue to operate in the city. Currently, about 11,000 people remain in Pokrovsk. Reported by Katerina Bastun, Alena Gramova, Yevhen Karmazin from Donetsk region, UATV News.